You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Good Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and live coverage of the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder, Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modified Series. Round number 13 tonight. Knoxville Speedway headed to Iowa, the big track. Put a small field of cars this evening. Looks like about a dozen, as the current points leader makes his way into the facility just before time so that he can participate in tonight's events. So it looks like we'll have about a dozen of them out here. Smaller field than was expected, but it does not matter. The race must go on. It has been a couple of weeks since I've been on air, and I guess just like an old dog and a new trick, or an old dog and an old trick, you just don't forget. It's like riding a bike, I suppose. Right to it. The only thing I don't see is some of my Facebook stuff. I'm not exactly sure if we're on Facebook right now or not, but I did not look before I launched, and that might be my fault. So if we're not on Facebook and you know somebody who normally watches on Facebook, send them a message. Tell them come over to YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, if they're not getting the feed live on Facebook, because I did not look. I did not bother to look. It was a oversight on my part. It looks like we might be live. Yeah, it looks like we might be okay. We're live on Facebook, so we're good to go. Good evening, Mr. Bill. Everybody out there in viewer land, make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If it's your first time with us, YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, hit that subscribe button. If you're on at Facebook, like, share, and follow. 2 shows tonight, 1 show tomorrow, 1 show on Wednesday, and 2 shows on Thursday. Back to a regular week of racing. I did get to capture a little bit of while I was gone. KR did a good job. He always does a good job, but he did a good job, and it looked like some of the fans were engaged with him pretty good. I get on and I give him a hard time every time. It's just kind of how it goes. No free lunches, as they say. And I can't let him have one either. We are here with you at Knoxville for the big blocks at 9:30 Eastern tonight. We will flick it around. We're going to Eldora, another big track. This time we're going to take the Outlaw Series over there. Put the 410 sprint cars out on another big track, and we'll see how the boys do. They did good in the 360s a few weeks ago when we had the 360 race there, so we anticipate it's going to be another great night of racing. Hello, Jane. Right now, I still owe a couple of people a couple of prizes. I have not gone to the shop to pick those up. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and I didn't have time today to do anything. I did think about it, but I will get them as soon as possible, and we'll get everybody's last couple of prizes out to them. I do know that our King of the Wing for 2025, his wing panel is in the mail. Should be getting to him in the next couple of days. You should have it by Wednesday or Thursday. So, Mr. Smith, if you're watching, it's on its way. Sorry for the delay. Took a minute. Otherwise, going to be a fun night of racing. These guys are ready to get at it. They do not qualify. We'll have a couple of heats. And then the big 40-lap main event. So we'll get down here. We will get ready. Show you the starting lineup. And we have one of these. Ha-ha! It's going to be Scotty T. Scott Thomason in the 6 car on the pole. And newcomer to this particular series, but not a newcomer to DSRL, Jay Schaff. And I believe he'll probably be in a 3 car. It won't be the 11. He'll be in a 3 car. The 924, Ben Jolly, multi-time winner on the circuit this season. Inside of row number 2, next to a former series champion 2 seasons ago, Garrett Boyd, the 21, G-Body, P4. Hunter Dunn, another new driver tonight, the 69 car. That'll be that green car you see at the back of the field right here. He'll start inside that 3rd row, and he'll have your current points leader, the first half season champion, Dalton DeWert, in the 82 to his outside. So A lot of winners on in this series. And some former champions, current champ in the field, ready to get at it. Hello, Mr. Tiny Dancer. Thanks for getting those done really quick. We probably ought to go ahead and do the ones for the rest of the season. I didn't think about it the other night when we were doing that, and it's been 2 weeks, and yeah, so whenever you get a moment, maybe go erase the 2 that we did or change them, however, and make the rest of the season for us if you don't mind doing it. It only took you a couple seconds to do those, but I would appreciate that. So it's going to be time to go green out of turn number 4. 8 laps for our heat races. Everybody is transferring this evening. We'll see who finishes where in this thing. The 2 guys that go at it pretty hard every single week. They're starting inside of row number 2 and outside of row number 3 here. So we'll see where they get to start in the feature tonight at the end of this thing. But the pace truck is out of the way. The beginning of that opening right there. Scott Thomason perfectly on the throttle. We're underway for heat number 1. Ben Jolly tried to get the nose there and keep Thomason off the good exit line. He couldn't get it done. Thomason squirts out about 4 car lengths. Jolly is second. Boyd up top has third right now, but he's going to get in a 2-3 wide stack momentarily in turn 4. Now he's in a 3 wide. He's eating the sandwich between Dalton DeWert and Ben Jolly. Little contact there. That's going to move him back to 4th. He's going to fall into the clutches of Jay Schaff. Battle for second. Jolly and DeWert already getting at one another. We're going to see the 924 and the 82 going at it pretty much all night here. They're going to go at it in this heat. They'll turn around and go at it in the feature in just a little bit. Scott Thomason, pretty good job of holding that 6 car up to the front right now. Going to have his hands full momentarily, though, because Jolly is just looking for that line. He knows he's running out of time. He's going to have to make a move. He does to the inside out of 2. Slider coming in 3 and 4. Ben Jolly goes to the point. It looks like he's going to be able to hang on to it. The battle will be for second. Thomason got out of shape. That opened the door for DeWert. DeWert went 2 for 1 in turn number 2. Can he hang on up the backstretch? It looks like it's going to be a drag race. Jolly can't get the fender across the nose. We're going to be side by side coming to the line. It's still Jolly by a nose. This is probably what we're going to see in the feature. These 2 getting at it. DeWert out front with the slider. Jolly will counter that easily, and he may get the spot back. 2 to go. Thomason's still third, but he's got company as well because Garrett Boyd has now moved along inside. I don't want to take the camera off the battle at the front. That time a big run up the backstretch, and that may have sealed the deal. Dalton DeWert goes to the point. He's got it secured. He'll come to the white flag first. Boyd got around Thomason. He's got third locked up. DeWert, 7-time winner this season. Give him another heat race win. He'll start on the pole. For tonight's A main, he'll have his old buddy Ben Jolly right in behind him. Then Boyd, Thomason, Schaff, and Dunn will make up the inside row for tonight's feature. Heat 2 already gritting out at the end of pit road, ready to roll out onto the racetrack, and it's going to be the 73 of Larry Moody. On the pole, he'll have Chris Haddon in the 52 on his outside. Nick Ham, the 45, inside of row number 2, next to the 02 of Patrick Cobb. And then our final row in our second and final heat race is going to be the 11 of Richie Gaines on the inside and the 1J of Jacob Schmutz on the outside. Schmutz, a former feature winner. Moody, a feature winner in the series. Patrick Cobb has got a bunch of podiums, but I do not recall him having a feature win yet in competition here. Larry Moody won here 2 seasons ago. It was back in the winter season. He won here. on a Monday night. Might have been in February. I don't know when it was. I think I was gone for it. I think KR is the one that called that race. See, he's probably wishing KR was back. But yeah, Knoxville and the 73 seem to work well together. So 8 more heat racing laps, and then the guys will have a few minutes to get out here, try to iron the track down a little more. We'd like to see it get to a couple of lanes. Hopefully they have enough time in the warm-up session to get that done. If they all get out there and run both lanes in, it'll probably be pretty good. Pace truck will get out of the way. Larry Moody, Chris Haddon going to get us started here. Moody on the throttle quick. He'll grab the point. Ham is going to slide by for second. He tried to go for the lead. Wasn't happening off the bottom right there on lap number 1. Haddon to third, Cobb, and then Schmutz and Gaines are still side by side for 5th and 6th. They haven't worked that out as we come to the end of lap number 1. Go back to that quick battle for a second. It looks like Gaines is going to get the best of it out of 2, so he'll move to 5th. Schmutz to the back. We'll go back up front because your top 2 starting to ease away. They're about 0.6 of a second out in front of the battle for 3rd, which is Ham and Cobb. But right now, Nick Ham going for the lead out of 2, and he got the run off the top. New leader after 2. Moody right up alongside, but could not carry the momentum. He'll fall back to 2nd. Haddon hanging on for 3rd. Cobb still 4th. Then Gaines and Schmutz still racing 5 and 6. Haddon right through the middle, and he's got the entry line kind of covered and that exit line. You can't go to the high side and get around him. We've got that car positioned pretty good out here right now. This time a little lower, out of turn 4. That made Cobb go all the way into the fluff up in 1 and 2, and it opened up the gap a little bit. Nick Ham got around Larry Moody, and he is out of here. 2 to go, and he's 1 1/4 seconds out in front. Moody's got about 0.6 on that battle behind, and Haddon and Cobb still aren't done. Cobb to the inside out of 2. He needs a good run down the backstretch, and he just didn't quite get it there. But he may have the better of it out of turn number 4. He's ahead by about a car length. Little contact, little push and shoving. Haddon gets slowed down. Haddon going to go from 4th to 6th before we can get down the front stretch. White flag is in the air. Nick Ham is out in front. He's going to win this easily. Larry Moody will be 2nd. Now is Cobb going to hang on for 3rd, or can Gaines get him on the front stretch? And he does. Gaines goes to 3rd. Then Cobb, Haddon, and Schmutz. So your outside row, Nick Ham will start right alongside Dalton DeWert in row number 1 tonight for the 40-lap feature. Put a little more droop in the droop chain, Scott. That'll loosen her up a little bit. And if that's all the way up, then lower the left side just a little bit if you can, if it doesn't get it out of tech. The guys will take all 5 minutes here, so we'll have a short little break. Epic Racing Association, paving late model stock cars tomorrow night. I believe they're at Kern County, one of the shortest tracks on their schedule. One of the tightest, flattest, probably one of the top 2 or 3 most worn out racing surfaces on the whole service. And they're going to get out there with those late model stockers. We'll do over-under tomorrow night. Make sure you're here for that. That is an 8:15-ish Eastern start time. And then Wednesday night, Midwest Truck Series, and they will be at the archived Texas Motor Speedway. The Texas where it's still banked at both ends. Should be exciting. And then Thursday night, Netcode Esports Mighty Midgets, their doubleheader, the Midget Series. I know KR did a triple header for them 2 weeks ago and a doubleheader for them last week, and that was pretty interesting. 2 times at the same track and a third time at a different track on that first Thursday. And that was pretty cool. Make sure you mark your calendars for all those. Every one of those is roughly an 8:15, 8:20 Eastern start time. We will be off in 2 weeks for Memorial Day. On Monday night only. We will have races on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that week, but the holiday night we will not be racing on. Mostly because I don't want to be here that night. So Richie Gaines, well, Chris Haddon has made his way out. There he goes down the backstretch. Richie Gaines, no laps in practice just yet. Who all watched while KR was streaming? Did you harass him? And did he do a good job? I didn't get to watch all of them every night. I just got to watch part of them a couple of nights. And Mr. Bill, I tried to get Adam to come and run with us, but he no respond, so. Yeah, Dalton DeWert out in front of the points. He's out in front by a good measure right now. I don't have them pulled up at this very moment, but I do know that he's out there a ways. In the second half season points, he's way out there in the overall championship right now. It's going to take kind of a miracle for everybody to catch him. They're going to have to win a lot of races and hope he has a couple of DNFs to get back in it. But there were still some prizes up for every single night, huh? Okay, that's funny. There's still some prizes up for grabs for the second half, guys, so they're missing out. If you're missing these races, you're missing out on your opportunity. We're getting down to the end of this pre-feature practice session. He's still the only car to lap in under 19 seconds right there. That's that 82 car. Yeah, he slowed it down a little on that lap, but he's still one of the quicker cars out there. So we'll see. He's going to start on the pole here for this feature race. Well, we'll start lining them up. It's going to be Dalton DeWert in the 82 and Nick Ham in the 45 on the front row. And then the 924 and the 73. That's Ben Jolly and Larry Moody in row number 2. The 21 of Garrett Boyd and the 11 of Richie Gaines make up row number 3. Your fourth row is the 6 of Scotty Thomason. And Patrick Cobb in the 02. Inside of row number 5, the 11 of Jay Schaff, or it's actually the 3 of Jay Schaff. And the 52 of Chris Haddon is his partner in that fifth row on the outside. And your final row this evening for the 40-lap feature, Hunter Dunn in the 69 and Jacob Smuts in the 1J. Inside and out back there in row number 6. So we'll see. Does Nick Ham have anything for Dalton DeWert? Can Ben Jolly come from row number 2? Will Larry Moody get his second win at Knoxville? Can Garrett Boyd start all the way back in row number 3? Make his way to the front? I know he likes this place a lot. Richie Gaines, more known for being a sprint car racer at DSRL, on the outside of that third row. Anybody, can we get another podium out of Mr. Cobb back there in row number 4? Will we have a newcomer that breaks through and gets his first DSRL win? And that's a nice bill. I don't know if that's necessarily a true statement, but I do appreciate the sentiment. All right. We're out here. I think we got one more pace lap. Lights look like they're still on our pace truck down here. They are not. He's going to cut into the infield, turn the lights off, and dove off. We're going to go green. Out of 2, Cobb and Ham. 1-2, Jolly is third. Boyd is working on 4th place. Mr. Church, how are we this evening? Lap 1 will go to DeWert, but Ham right there within about a car and a half. Top 3 single file. We don't get double file till we get back here to the 21 and the 73. Moody and Boyd are the only 2 cars side by side, and I think that's going to work itself out pretty quickly. Boyd likes to catfish the bottom. Moody always wants to run in the middle if he can. And that middle lane looks like it's pretty good right now. He's able to ease ahead by about a car length, and Richie Gaines is going even higher on the track. He's already out there trying to work that fluff. Right here, almost right up against that fluff. 3 and 4. He is going to squeeze past and ride right by Garrett Boyd here. Gaines moving himself up, going to be 5th, almost 5th that time by. Top 3 starting to come together as Ham now shows the nose to Dalton DeWert in turns 1 and 2. Ben Jolly is right there as well. The top 3, nose to tail, almost literally nose to tail. Now Garrett Boyd back on his horse. He gets around Gaines and gets clear. Now he's going after Moody again. He got a good run up the backstretch. Gaines really wide, got the right rear in the fluff, got the right rear corner of the car up to the fence. He gives up a spot to Patrick Cobb. So Cobb is now 6th, Gaines is 7th, and we're watching the battle for 4th and 5th right here. I don't think that's over by a long shot. At the front, Nick Ham splits between cars. He may have the lead for the first time tonight. 7 laps in the books, and we finally get a new leader. Ham. Oh, up, contact. Right rear to left front. It slowed down DeWert enough that Jolly got by as well. Now DeWert fights it back on the high side. Ham couldn't tell if he was clear or not. Moved up the track, a little bump, little grind. He got the lead, but DeWert none the worse for the wear. Top 3, 1 second in front of 4th place Garrett Boyd. He finally got around Moody. Moody sits in 5th. Gaines back around Patrick Cobb. He takes away the 6th spot. Cobb is 7th. Jay Schaff is 8th. Scott Thomason. Then Jacob Schmutz, Chris Haddon, and Hunter Dunn. They battle in 11th and 12th back here side by side. back to the front. The same three guys in a different order this time, but they are still right on top of one another. Nick Ham. Trying to get his first win in DSRL competition. And caution for the first time, Richie Gaines is going to have problems. He and Patrick Cobb are going to get together. Cobb had gotten back around. Oh, just a little tight right in the center of the corner. And I think everybody is going to be okay. Just a little loopy-doop. Both drivers able to drive it away. So our first caution comes during lap number 12. With Ham out front, DeWert second, Jolly's third, Boyd, Moody, Schaff, Schmutz, Thomason, Dunn, Haddon, Cobb, and Gaines go into the back. Gaines all the way to the back. Basically the tap out rule. He accepted the responsibility. He'll start at the very tail end of the field. And Patrick Cobb, after the spin, will move up into the 11th spot. So we'll watch their progress back through the field. Still 28 laps to go. We are just about a third of the way through this thing. It's been fantastic racing up front. We saw a good battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Saw a battle for 10th and 11th back there. Jay, I swear to you, I sent Adam a message, told him he should come and run big walks with us tonight, and all I got was crickets. So, I asked. I was going to see if he'd come out here on the big track and maybe put a little dirt in somebody's face, but he did not answer me, sadly. All right, we are looking a lot like we have lights off on the pace track. We're ready to go back to racing. Ham. Back to the whip. And away we go under the green flag, starting lap number 13. 3 wide behind him for second place. DeWert is going to come away with it, but Jolly's got his hands full. There is G-Body, Garrett Boyd. Oh, Boyd got the left front up on the curb. It upset the car. Now that battle has ended as quickly as it started, but the battle for the lead heating up because DeWert got a good run through 3 and 4 on the high side. He's going for it again on the outside of turn number 2. These two had contact the initial pass that Ham made. No contact here. DeWert probably going to go slider through 1 and 2. Good run, long and low. Brought it out wide late. Well, we got a great battle up front. Ben Jolly trying to get back into that time. Ham went in the middle, slid the car a little wide, and DeWert had already committed to the top side. He had to go through the fluff. But he was able to get it there, and he does it again. This time he just puts his foot down on the right side, and right around him he goes. DeWert back to the point now. Jolly trying to take a peek on the inside. I think there's a little bit of something up there in those marbles. There's a little bit of moisture. And DeWert's not going to let anybody get any higher on the racetrack than he is. But Jolly's not afraid. Oh, drove it in hard on the shelf that time, and it jumped across the track. Tight quarters again for the top 2. Ham just cannot get the run down the straightaway to throw that big slider. This time drives it deep into 1 and 2. He'll be alongside up the backstretch. Off the outside of 4, Nick Ham goes back to the point. This a real battle. We just crossed over halfway. They gave him the crossed flags the last time by. 20 laps to go. Here's your cross flags. He had them out. He didn't show them. He shows them this time. DeWert in a battle. Top side, he can't go any further up than Ham is because Ham is almost to the wall. Big run through the center. DeWert nowhere to go with it. He's done that a couple of laps now. He's going to go for the slider, and he got it right across the nose of Ham. Ham easily cuts down, and he'll clear him by a car and a half. Great battle up front. Ben Jolly 1 second behind these guys, just watching it. Garrett Boyd is creeping back in on him. It's just a few car lengths. Moody's still in 5th. Schaff and Hunter Dunn. Hunter Dunn up from the back to 7th. Right in front of Scott Thomas and Richie Gaines, Chris Haddon. Patrick Cobb not running like he was before the spin. He is relegated about 9 seconds off of this lead that we're watching right here. All the way up to the curb. Nick Ham keeping the 45 car. Wound up and out in front, but Dalton DeWert is just looking. He is searching, trying to find where he can get a run so he can get in there and put that slider on Nick Ham. Just not quite close enough in 1 and 2 to get it done in 3 and 4. Maybe through 3 and 4, and he can do it in 1 and 2. Coming around this time, 13 laps to go. We'll go check on the battle for 3rd. It is not a battle. Boyd has gotten within about 6 or 7 tenths of a second and stabilized. He kind of stalled out right there. He's not making any more ground. I have to start wondering, is Dalton DeWert doing what he always does? Sitting here, he's playing with his food. You can almost hear that Jaws music queued up in the background. He's just waiting, worrying the guy in front of him. Not ready to attack just yet, but he's setting it up. He's circling him. He's showing him he can be there. He's letting him hear it. This time he goes for the slider. And that's a precursor of something to come very soon. He's figuring out where he needs to do it. Needs to make it stick. Ham steadily countering everything that DeWert does. Nine laps remaining. They've got it out to over 2 seconds on Ben Jolly. This really a 2-car race now. Jolly has escaped about almost a full second on Boyd from 3rd to 4th. Then Larry Moody is just a handful of car lengths back there in the 5th spot. Schmutz and Haddon both retired, took their cars to the infield. We are now watching the size up from the 82 to the 45, and can the 45 just keep doing exactly what he's doing and keep the 82 at bay? That was a good set of corners there, and he opened up another car length. It stays about a quarter second. Now it's down to 2 tenths. Coming around to the wave lap, it's going to be 5 to go. Does DeWert have enough left to go up here and steal this victory? This time DeWert with a big run out of 2, and he closes it down. He's right on the bumper. He knows time's running out. He's got to get something done. Nothing doing this time. Gap stays the same. It's just about a car and a half. 3 to go. They are out 3.7 seconds on Ben Jolly in third. And I was expecting this to be a 3-car race the entire 40 laps. Boyd still fourth, Moody fifth, Dunn, Thomason, Cobb, Schaff, Gaines. Gaines has taken his car into the infield just now. 2 to go. Lap car in front of them will not be a factor. This time, DeWert puts his nose to the inside, coming out of 2, and it didn't stick. One more lap, and DeWert now alongside up the front stretch. Slider line closed off their door-to-door, literally touching through turns 1 and 2. Drag racing down the backstretch. Ham shut that line on the inside off. DeWert comes up, but it's not enough. Nick Ham is going to hang on and win at Knoxville. DeWert second, Jolly third, Boyd is fourth, Moody fifth, Cobb to sixth. Scott Thomason's going to come home seventh, and Jay Schaff will come home eighth. Hunter Dunn, Richie Gaines, Jacob Schmutz, and Chris Haddon, the remaining drivers in the field. I think a couple of those with the 2 and 5 laps, they might have run out of fuel. And I got to wonder if a couple of these guys might have been super close. So, get our drivers down here. We'll try to talk to our top 3. Try to get them all in here. I think somewhere around victory lane. I don't know. It looks like Mr. Ham figured out how to get in there. I think the boys are trying to hide from me. They don't want to be on camera. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they're definitely having some fun with one another. I know that. Oh, one might be out of fuel and he's getting pushed back around for interviews. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I think we're getting the old push around. Okay. Well, good job, fellas. All right, we'll wait for him to show up. Nick Ham already made his way in. Here comes Dalton DeWert. Now we're waiting for our third place driver, Mr. Ben Jolly. And then we will get our interview started here. There he is. Ben Jolly, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I actually told the fans I thought this was definitely going to be a 3-car battle. All the way up there, and it looks like about 10 or 15 to go, you started to fade a little. Did the car go away, or did you need to save fuel?
No, I had to save fuel. I was running about 3 laps short, but I made it work here.
Wow, if you were 3 laps short at that point and you got all the way to the end, that is some fantastic pedal work. At the beginning of it, the 3 of you were covered by a blanket, and it's got to be a lot of fun when you're racing that hard, but it's also got to be a little bit of a white-knuckle experience.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely fun racing side by side, but it's also nervous. You don't want to take anyone out, so I mean, it's always a good time running with these guys because I know they're fast and clean. So,
well, another podium finish for you, my man. I mean, it's not going to get you closer to that 82 car in the points, but it's not going to hurt you either.
Yeah, I gotta start winning these to catch him. I mean, Dalton's always fast, so.
Well, an awesome job, man. Give me some shouts and thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
I gotta thank Gablesville Athletic Association. You guys for putting on these shows, Paladini Metal Fat, Mr. Rose Lawn Care, US Sigma, and I guess me for reeling this thing and pedaling it to the third.
Yeah, fantastic job on the pedals, my friend. Congrats on the run. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Ben Jolly finishing in third. Now we'll move on. We'll talk to the driver that finishes in second. I think he gave it everything he had. He sat back there and tried to figure out the good spot. He went for it, and it just didn't stick. Dalton DeWert, that was a hell of a finish for you two.
Yeah, man, that was a great race. I've raced with Nick for years now. He's a good driver, good kid. Always fun racing with him. You know, obviously you have your ups or downs with the drivers, but you know, you get a clean slate, have a good race. It's awesome racing with him and Ben. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking with him. I think after that single file, caution there, stuck with him like glue. Was trying to figure out a different line that was not as similar enough to where I could, you know, make a pass. But I think he heard me cutting down where I was getting the best run there out of I think it was out of 4. And he was kind of blocking it a little bit, which was screwing me up. But hey, that's racing. But no, man, like, try to give him a little bit of a leanage there on his door to make him make a mistake. And you know, you don't want to do nothing dirty, but a little rubbing's nothing too crazy. But that was a hell of a race, man.
I was telling the fans there for a while when you were pacing him, it looked like you were moving around and looking for the line, like you said. I thought maybe you were just playing with your food and you figured out where you were going to pass him. But when you tried to execute it, he fought back pretty hard.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Nick races real life. He knows what's going on. Like he was just telling me, it's all by sound. He did a really good job knowing where I was at, what I was doing. Obviously, for no mirrors, it takes a really good driver to drive without a mirror on this game, and I think we all do a great job at that. But no, like you said, he did a fabulous job. He found out I was on that slider, kind of cut it off at last second there, and you know, I was basically following up, doing the slider, a little cut down there for a little bit, and then I figured that out. And we were a little faster if I banged the cushion, but I didn't want to do nothing crazy to, you know, screw the race up. And it was just tough to pass, really. Like, you know, you got 2 fast cars, a track that's still pretty juiced up. There's not a whole lot of slick. So I mean, we were soaring for sure.
An awesome run, man. Another second place finish, and it's not going to hurt you in the points any because the guy closest to you finished behind you. So you should be good coming into next week for the second half, and you're definitely good in the overall. Give me the shout-outs and thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
Yeah, man, I got to thank you for taking your time out here tonight, entertaining us and the fans. Man, Justin Jim Steakhouse, Do Pro Performance, Expert Insulation, Full Throttle Motorsports. I don't know if I said that. All the boys over there. Swan Speed Shop, GripPack.com, Dina Super Dirt Car Series, and everybody for coming out and racing.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Tell the Full Throttle boys we're missing a bunch of them. We sure would like to see them back on the racetrack over here.
Yeah, they got a new league started up, man. They run their coast-to-coast deal. That's their gig, I guess, and it happens to line up right at 8 o'clock. So
Well,
I know a couple guys can't run it, but, you know. I'm going to say, I mean, this race right here, I would love to win it for DJ because I just want to say he just got out of the hospital. He had a liver transplant, and if he's listening, I love you, bro.
oh, man, well,
doing
get
good.
well to him.
Yep. So try to win it for
Speedy
him,
recovery.
but come up short.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us again, buddy. I'll see you back here next Monday night.
All right, Roger. Good talking to you, man. Thanks.
Dalton DeWert finishing in second, and now he breaks through, and he gets his first win in competition at DSRL. Nick Ham, you had a fight on your hands, but you handled it about as good as anybody could.
Yeah, and by the way, it's a second win.
Second?
Charlotte,
When did you win before? Because I don't have you down for a win.
Charlotte, my first start.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one that I guess I'm overlooking on this list. So, all right. Well, either way, man, your first win at Knoxville. How's that sound?
Really good because I really hate this track. Oh my god, I hate it with passion. But I made a commitment to run Monday nights. I was on the fence of running Oswego for the opener or this, and I was like, well, I made a commitment. So, but nonetheless, I mean, wow. that was a battle. Like Dalton was on me for the entire race, and I don't know how I don't know how I held on there. I mean, I was just telling Ben. I mean, thank God for all the real car experience and using my ears properly, because felt like if I wasn't doing that stuff, I would have lost the lead several times there. But no, we had a really good car. I mean, this thing never skipped a beat. I'm not really that good up top, but this thing it carried right along the berm and no problem. So I know we got a little heads up racing final lap with Dalton, but I knew he wasn't going to clean me out. So, but yeah, that's probably the most fun I've ever had in the league ever. So.
Well, I'm going to ask you real quick, because you said it with the real world experience. So, this league, you don't get a mirror, which is really more true to real life. When you're in there, because in real life you have to do it by sound, by feel, does it equate for you when you're in the car to do that?
Most of the time, yeah. Like for league races, because this isn't my first league without mirrors, I honestly think it gives me an advantage, just because I have that gift of racing sportsman modifieds every Friday night. But it really allows you to sharpen your skills, because you don't know where anybody else is at, especially with this place. It's 7 lanes wide. You could have been anywhere. So like for example, going into 1 and 2, as soon as I would hear him right on me, and then I wouldn't hear him, so then I knew he was cutting down the racetrack. He was coming off the bottom of 2, so then I in turn needed to move my line, because this track is very draft dependent, and yeah, so you're kind of at a disadvantage being out in front, but if you pick all the right lanes at the right time, you should be fine. So, but yeah, I mean, Dalton's really good. I'm beginning to like this league more and more, so.
Well, we're really happy to hear that part, and I'm glad that you were able to use that to translate. I like to give the fans a sense of what the realism is in the car, because, when you do that, you take away that crutch where you can't really look behind you. You don't spend your time looking out the back anymore. You have to focus on what's in front of you. And sometimes, like you said, you hear them, and then you don't hear them. And with your experience on the real world track, you kind of already knew what he was doing, because that's exactly what he was doing behind you. He was trying to figure out where he could cut down and get the biggest run on you, and you just stayed true to your line and kept him in. Now, that last couple of laps, I noticed that you squeezed off the entry to the slider line, and I know that's 100% by design. You got to put a lot of trust in that guy not to come in there and knock you in the door and push you all the way to the fence.
Yeah, as far as like the fan aspect of this thing, I mean, I'll kind of put it out there. I race these cars every week. I've been doing it for 4 years now. The only difference is feel. The throttle input, the steering, even sometimes setup-wise, how the car leans, how the car rotates is exactly the same, spot on. So iRacing did a fantastic job with these cars. But as far as me blocking off the line in 1 and 2, I've raced with Dalton years now. I think since 2020, so 5 years now. So I know where he's good. I know where he's not. I know how he races. I know he's aggressive. So me trying to take away any chance that he could snicker one away from me was what I was trying to do the last 5. I was just counting down. Every corner I was kind of just telling myself where he was and what I need to do. So just hand-eye coordination, and also with the ears. So, but yeah, I'm super proud we hung on. That was a tough one for sure.
That was a great win, man. Give me the shout-outs and the thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate.
Yeah, just big shout out to D'Angelo's Contracting Services, High Pressure Washing and Painting, Excavation Tech, Forge Gate Towing, The Freeze, Forget About It, Dub Family, Shane Pearson Media, BFP Specialty, WizFab, everybody on board this 45JR that makes this deal possible.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on another win, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next week.
Thank you.
Nicholas Ham picking up his second win. My mistake. I'd forgotten about the race at Charlotte altogether. Looking back through my notes, I do see it now. But an awesome run, man. That was a heck of a battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed getting to call that, because that's what I needed coming back from that long break, was a good, close, tight, exciting race. And those guys did a phenomenal job of not taking each other out and making it exciting all the way to the checkered flag. So I appreciate all of you being here. Without you, there is no reason for us to do this without all the awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing like you just saw right here. There is nothing for us to cover. High fives, pats on the back all the way around. Come back and see us in about 30 minutes when we put the big cars, the 410 Winged Outlaws, on Eldora here in just a little bit. Make sure you don't miss that. Say hi in the chat. I rhymed that and didn't even mean to. Wow. Either way, until we see you the next time, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down. Keep it dirty for me at all times.